Guys, in chapter 1031 of One Piece, in the exciting Wano arc, a remarkable moment occurred that involved two of the most beloved members of the Straw Hat crew, Sanji and Zoro. The central focus of this chapter was on the consequences of Sanji's genetic modification, which was awakened, revealing dark aspects of his past and an imminent threat to his own identity. The plot unfolded when Sanji, tormented by the idea that he had committed a terrible act while his genetic nature was being reconfigured, decided to make a drastic decision. In a moment of anger, he broke his Germa costume, symbolizing his refusal to be shaped by his family's genetic heritage. The oath that followed was even more impactful, as Sanji, in an act of courage and desperation, called Zoro through Denden Mushi. Sanji, worried about the possibility of losing his humanity and emotions in the process of genetic transformation, made a request to Zoro. He asked that if he were to transform into an unrecognizable person after the war on Onigashima, Zoro would take his life. Zoro is initially confused by this unexpected request, but confirms that he will fulfill this promise if necessary. However, this makes us question whether Zoro will really be able to take his companion's life, as they both have a relationship of intrigue, but at the same time with a lot of loyalty and trust. Faced with the possibility of Sanji losing his emotions due to genetic modifications, it is plausible that the other members of the Straw Hats, instead of simply accepting the promise to take Sanji's life, actively seek a solution to restore his humanity. Luffy's crew has always been characterized by their determination to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. Each member has played a crucial role in critical moments, showing that the crew's true strength lies in unity and the search for creative solutions. The crew, known for their resilience and fighting spirit, would likely come together to find a way to reverse or bypass the genetic modifications that threaten to transform Sanji into something unrecognizable. The Straw Hats have faced countless adversities along the Grand Line, and in each difficult situation, their strength has been their ability to adapt and find innovative solutions. If Sanji is on the verge of losing his emotions, the crew will likely embark on an intensive journey to discover a cure, seek help from powerful allies, or face the challenges necessary to restore Sanji's humanity. The emotional impact within the crew would be profound, and, inevitably, Luffy would lead the charge to save Sanji. His obstinacy in never abandoning a companion would be at the center of this mission. Nami, with her intelligence and strategic ability, could play a crucial role in finding a solution. Perhaps she would seek guidance from renowned scientists or draw on knowledge gained throughout her journeys to find a way to reverse Sanji's genetic modifications. Usopp, the invention expert, could be engaged in creating devices or finding substances that could neutralize the effects of genetic modifications. Her ability to create unlikely solutions would be vital at this moment. Chopper, the crew's doctor, would likely devote all his efforts to understanding the nature of Sanji's genetic modifications and seeking a cure. His advanced medical knowledge, combined with his ability to transform into different forms, could be crucial in research. Frankie the carpenter could be called upon to adapt the Thousand Sunny to meet specific challenges related to Sanji's search for a cure. He could modify the ship to navigate dangerous seas or create special equipment needed for the journey. Robin, with his great intelligence and strong connection to the Revolutionary Army, would look through these allies for important ways in which they could save Sanji. Brook, with his unique ability to explore the spiritual world, could seek knowledge in mysterious places and come into contact with supernatural beings who may have information that could somehow help Sanji's condition. Jinbe, with his experience as a navigator, could guide the crew through the unknown, important and dangerous seas that may be associated with Sanji's search for a cure. This journey would not only be a physical quest, but also an emotional exploration for the Straw Hats. Not only would they have to confront external enemies, but they would also have to find ways to save Sanji. Zoro's decision to take Sanji's life would be constantly questioned and debated within the crew. Members would have to find a balance between loyalty to the promise made and determination to save a dear friend. A difficult choice in which they will have to act as quickly as possible before Sanji even starts to lose all of his feelings and ends up doing things that could cause great damage to the world of One Piece. Currently, in One Piece, the Straw Hats find themselves on Egghead's Island facing very powerful friends who are preventing them from advancing in their adventure in search of the last road poneglyph that remains to be found. Despite still being on that island, the Straw Hats have already hinted a few times that they want to go to the island of Elbaf, a place where all the information collected from the island of Ohara is hidden. In addition, Shanks was on that island recently and may have left some important clues for the Straw Hats on that island as to what the future of the Redhead Pirates might be. Elbaf's arc has been widely desired by fans as a possible turning point for the Straw Hats and could also have a great influence on Sanji's plot, especially considering that now in this final saga of One Piece, several important events are happening, and this possible loss of emotions for Sanji begins in this Elbaf arc. Elbaf is known as the Land of Giants and has a rich history in the world of One Piece. Given the importance of the island and its potential to better develop the genetic changes made to Sanji, it is possible that signs that he is losing his emotions will begin to emerge in this arc. Sanji's relationship with the Giants, including Big Mom and her crew, could play a significant role. The island of Elbaf may also provide clues to methods or information that could be useful in the search for a cure or reversal of Sanji's genetic modifications. It would therefore be in the final stretch of Elbaf's arc that Sanji's feelings would begin to fade more clearly, leading the Straw Hats to take an initiative to save their companion. Faced with growing evidence that Sanji is losing his emotions, the Straw Hats would be faced with a race against time to find a solution and save their valuable companion, and manage to find the ultimate road poneglyph as quickly as possible before the other pirates. Considering Elbaf's arc only revealed the tip of the iceberg about Sanji's genetic modifications, the Straw Hats would have to gather crucial information to fully understand what's going on in the outside world. In this sense, the search for the last road poneglyph, which remains before the most powerful pirates can find the Raftel, becomes even more urgent. With the possible imminent loss of Sanji's feelings during the Elbaf arc, the Straw Hats would find themselves facing a critical situation. Zoro's promise to take Sanji's life would become a constant shadow, weighing on the crew. However, before this terrible decision needed to be made, an initiative would be launched to save the Straw Hat cook. Luffy and his crew put the mission of saving Sanji first, then looking for ways as quickly as possible to restore Sanji's feelings and prevent genetic modifications from evolving. The crew would unite behind a common goal, combining their unique skills and determination to save one of the crew's most valuable members. The search for a cure would turn into a complex and difficult journey, since the Straw Hats would sail the seas in search of information, allies, and resources that could lead to Sanji's salvation. The news about Sanji's condition would spread among his family, who are famous for these genetic modifications, making Judge interested in learning more about his son Sanji's case. During this search, the Straw Hats would also find themselves faced with the need to find the last road poneglyph that would be missing before the most powerful and dangerous pirates in the world managed to gather all the information necessary to reach the Raftel. While searching for clues and information about a cure for Sanji's genetic modifications, the crew would become involved in unexpected battles and alliances. They would explore important information about ways to cure Sanji of this completely unknown modification of his, in addition to also seeking knowledge about this science through famous scientists such as Vegapunk himself, who worked alongside Judge during the beginning of this genetic modification research. At the same time, internal tensions within the crew would increase. Zoro's promise would hang over them, and the search for a cure would become a true testament to their loyalty and friendship.